time for my annual 200,000 mile truck service. Man, ye old truck has served me well. I bought this truck, well, years ago, I don't know, 8 years, maybe 7 years ago or so, for $4,000. And I've taken good care of it, and it has been a good truck. It does everything that a brand new truck would cost. And to replace it, what would it be? 50,000? 40,000? Probably all of that. So let's keep it running. Let's get it going, or let's keep it going for another 100,000. So what we're doing today, typically what I do at 200,000 is we got an air filter here, we got an oil filter, we got 4 new shocks, we got blades, we got a new serpentine belt. We'll re-grease everything, pack the front wheel bearings, grease the front suspension, flush the cooling system, Meguiar's rubber and vinyl cleaner for the inside. It is the best of the best. If you're still using Armor All, you need to stop that right now and go with the Meguiar's. 90 weight, we got 90 weight to replace the oil in the front and rear differentials. We will put a new transmission fluid, engine oil, brake fluid, and a set of brand new heavy duty front rotors. I have finally replaced my tires. I know you guys have been on me about that forever, but you know, tires are expensive. I had to get my mileage out of them. Actually, I got so much mileage out of them that the truck started vibrating, and I thought, yeah, I think there might be something wrong with my old BFG KM2s. Pulled into Les Schwab, and they were separating on the back, and the guy said, you probably wouldn't made it another 10 miles. So I did certainly get my money out of that. So I replaced them with these fantastic Toyo MT open countries. These tires are very, very tough, very durable, super sidewalls, and really great tires. They've got an aggressive mud terrain. I was gonna be more practical and go with the more of a highway tire, and they just look like grandpa tires. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm off-road all the time. I'm always getting stuck. Let's just go for it, right? Oh, they do look good though. I like to run skinny tires. 235 85 R16s. I prefer 225 85 R16s, but that's a very unusual tire, and there's only about 2 manufacturers that make it. So this is what I got. You know, those wide tires that people put on their trucks, that's not good performance. All they do is just float around on the top like a couple of snowshoes. They don't get down into the hard pan through the mud and bite. Why do you think they've put skinny tires on Range Rovers for so long? Yeah, there you go. Skinny tires that are tall are superior for off-road in this area anyway. Before we get started, I'll give you a quick walk around. Several of you have asked about the spare tire. I like the spare tire mount up here like the state cops do. I think it's easier to get to. And I just use an eye bolt. An eye bolt, and I found this thing off an old trailer, something I had scrapped, with a big heavy padlock that I can get access to the key at the back. That's how I release it, is with the padlock. Gas can, 5-gallon jerry can in the back, bolted down. That's all locked up too. So I got an extra 5 of gas. And I finally got my winch reinstalled. I had taken the winch off the front because I had broken the mount. I was pulling down with it, logging, and I busted it. This front end here is really good setup. So I've got a front end receiver hitch there. That's just a standard trailer hitch. And I've got a worn 9,000 pound winch, electric, and I just built that mount. You can see there. Look familiar? All that is just an old trailer hitch. Trailer hitch deal, and I welded a heavy plate on it and then bolted the mount on. Reason why I do this and I don't mount it permanently is it gives me some options. See, I can slide this out of here, right? This is the quick plugger. That's the power, provides power for the winch. I can plug it in. I've got these running front and back. Front and back. Why is that, you ask? I will show you. So sometimes you want to put your winch on the back. Sometimes it's more convenient, right? So look at there. There you go. Got to have a reliable truck for the fire season. Might count on this. Might really need it. Need it on a fire. So here we got a brand new battery, a new Legend Napa battery there. So won't have to worry about that. First thing I'll do, we'll change the oil filter and the oil. One little trick, I've spoken this in the past. Rate your quarts of oil in the size of plug that your car takes. It's nothing more frustrating than when you crawl under there with your creeper and you have the wrong wrench. So it tells me it's a 16 millimeter wrench. Takes 7 quarts. So we got the oil draining. Put the new filter in. Don't want it to hang on those lines, so I've done this before actually. This will actually kind of sit, prop up and right in there. Now we can replace this worn out old warped rotor. So I got the new rotor on, got the front shock installed, got everything greased on the suspension. Well, I mean almost everything greased. There is one little issue here. And here's what I'm going to do. These are the ball joints, upper and lower ball joints, and I recently replaced those a couple of years ago with really good high quality Moogs, and they're really tight. But the problem is you're not able to grease this upper one because of the clearance issue. Right there, you see that? Well, actually you can now because I just put that in there, but I originally had a little plug in there that I'd have to unscrew, and it's just hard to grease. So I got a 90-degree zert there. And let's see if we can't get some grease into that. Now, you see that clearance is tight. I don't like that very well. So what I'll do is I'll grease it, take it out, put the plug back in, because the slightest bit of snow or ice or mud, as soon as it rolls around there in four-wheel drive, it's just going to shear that off. It's going to break the threads off, and then I'm going to have a problem. I'll pull the axle to fix it. So I'll just put that zert on there temporarily to get some grease in it. Oh man, you guys are in the way. I have to move you. Oh man, happiness is a tight front end on your truck. That's nice there. Now we can just take that little, we got the grease in there. We could take that little zert out and put our plug back in. Sure enough, I'll tell you, you leave that in there and it'll break off. I guarantee it. And then you'll cry. You don't want to have to change these ball joints out for lack of grease. That just doesn't make any sense. They're expensive and it's not a small job to do it. If you do need to change the ball joints on your truck, if you have a Ford like this, I've done a really comprehensive video on it, step-by-step how you can do it yourself. I got a quote, it was like $2,000 to replace the front ends, the ball joints and everything on the whole front. And I did it myself for a few $100. It's not that difficult. Even when you have to go out, if you can't rent or borrow a ball joint press, I just bought one, kind of a mid-range one, and I got the job done for a fraction of what a shop would have charged me, and I got to keep the tool. That's why I always look at it. If I can do it myself, I can justify buying a specialized tool because I get the job done cheaper, usually better, and then I keep the tools. It's win-win. Alright, we got everything greased up, got the new rotor on, got the shocks on. Everything's looking good, so we'll put this rotor on. Or this caliper. I'm not going to replace the calipers because I just recently replaced them. Less than 5,000 miles ago, brand new calipers. So we're going to have to spread these. These are a little thicker than the old ones. That's a piece of cake. It just usually 2 pry bars, but we can use 2 wrenches here. Just simply press those pistons back. I had the rotors turned, hoping I could solve the problem, but the problem is when you turn rotors on the lathe, they get thinner, and then they're even more apt to warp. And so I've just decided I've got brakes that are just pulsating, and it makes me crazy. So I just decided to replace them with new heavy-duty ones. There we go. So we press those pistons back, and now we can get this bolt started. And it's simple as that. Just couldn't be simpler. It's okay to use the impact wrench on your brake stuff. Finish everything off by hand so you can feel the torque. There, that looks great, just like new. Welcome to the I Did It section of the video where we feature subscribers' projects and different things that I am proud of. I'm proud of you guys. I'm going to share them. Here is Peter Mark. He started a business. He's only 17 years old, making gun rack cases. Aren't those nice? Good job, Peter. I think that that's a great business and something I wish you well in. Next we have here, well, obviously the top section is not proper, according to Alex Spitzer, and I agree. Nice job in restoring that brush hook. I've never seen one like that. That's kind of a unique design, the way it's riveted onto the handle, but a great job on that, and I really like the red. Up next, we've got a question on an old axe head that looks like it's got a crack in it, and Kenneth Stevens is asking if that's something that could be repaired. He did find it in his granddad's shed. That's really hard, unless you're really a metallurgical genius. That's something that's not really, well, I would put it on the mantle, keep it as a keepsake, but I wouldn't use it. And finally, we have a really beautiful workbench built by Ronald A. Johnson. And down below you can see we've got a bunch of his grandpa's tools there. So it's got some Keen cutter, some Simmons tools, some Stanley's, scrub planes, all of that. Great job. What a nice little workbench that is. I'd be interested to know how much you had into that, because it is really handy. Most of us could use something like that. So thanks for watching, and part 2. Boy, getting the old truck running. It's gonna take some time here, but we'll finish it up in one more video. So if you wouldn't mind, take a minute to subscribe and click the like button if you enjoy these type of videos. Let me know if you'd like to see more I Did It. I kind of enjoy doing that. It's fun featuring those things. I like to see the picture. And if you have an I Did It project, just go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/Wranglerstar1 and submit your pictures, and maybe you can be in the next I Did It. So we'll see you over on part 2.